Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello,
Awesome.
people of the interwebs. There's Jerry. There's me.
About you mad bastards. There's
Hello,
Jurgen.
people. Hello, Jurgen. What's he doing over there in your room?
Saying
Touching.
about Anfield. If people think that there's not going to be a different Jurgen Klopp picture here until he leaves, you're sadly fucking mistaken, people. I'm just saying. It's just how it goes. It's 100% how it goes. This is from his first day at Anfield back in 2015 in October when he got the job. And I'll just be doing a walk down memory lane of the last 9 years.
Hallo Danley, Diebitzer, Brumblier, Dutch, Crispin, Emma, Toffee, Jill, and Amanda, Fulcrum, and Crown of Command. Klopp is clapped out.
What? Who? What?
Says the Crown of Command podcast. Klopp is clapped out. Whatever that means.
Fuck off. I've seen a lot of people doing that clippity clop thing and all that sort of shit. Win the quad this year, that'll fuck a lot of people off. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. What do I want here? I probably want things.
Shouldn't start the evening by listening to music from way back when.
Way back when?
Yeah, I'm a bit nostalgic.
I've never heard of that band.
To Temple of the Dogs.
All right. Oh, well, that's... You say way back when, they're on a constant fucking slew with me. Temple of the Dog is, constantly segueing in there.
Yeah, but it's 30 years ago.
It's not that bad. Say it like
welcome, Nick from Mundelskummer. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for fucking Pearl Jam to announce their fucking tour dates. Officially.
They still
for
didn't
fuck's
do
sake.
that.
No, they put out their monthly newsletter a couple of days ago and went, don't forget to join up the membership to make sure it's up to date, blah, blah, blah. Because there's like a cooling off period, so people can't just go, oh, Pearl Jam tickets are on sale, I'll sign up to the membership and then get first dibs. You've got to be a member for at least like 2-3 weeks or something.
Which is a reasonable request.
Yeah. So they already gave this warning in fucking December, so I expected them to do it in February. In past years, I've had 8 months' notice. As it currently stands, if the rumoured date for Dublin is right, I can't go.
Oh.
Because Ben is already fucking off that day. So, seriously, Pearl Jam, sort your shit out. You're starting to really fucking annoy me.
Can't you just call it sick?
Can I? Probably. Will I? Almost certainly, yes.
Or maybe make arrangements for some guest appearances on the show so that you can have the time off.
Could go either way.
Like, Justin could do the technical side of things, like clicking buttons.
How'd that work? Did you do that this week? Or did you leave it all to bed?
You didn't look at it, did you?
No. I can't. It's on...
I might be exaggerating, but I think it could be a one-off show, just Ben.
Yeah. So he pressing all the buttons, doing all the talking.
He did all the talking. He pressed the buttons. Shay talked about, I think, 2 sentences and just smiled into the camera all the time.
Class.
Justin intersected with some dialogue at some points. But the grand scheme of things.
Wasn't there Crut? Was there not Crut plus... Oh, hang on. Lloyd was very sick. I didn't know whether or not Lloyd was going to be back.
He looked like somebody dragged him out of bed and just strapped him to the chair. So,
class. I think that was more or less how that went, to be fair.
Yeah, it's... isn't it?
Isn't it, though? Couldn't it have been?
Literally, if Ben would have pre-recorded himself 3 more times just grinning and nodding into the camera...
Did we talk about this? Because if we didn't talk about it, then I've talked about it with Ben.
We did talk about it as an April's Fool. Then.
Yeah. I mean, who'd notice?
Yeah, you're right, Danley. Lloyd kept pestering Ben about reopening pictures and showing things.
Now he knows how I feel. That's why I told him to get... I mean, what else are they doing there in the studio? Get one of them to do it. You, monkey boy, you open the pictures. Open them in the order I say. Go. Yes.
Could have worked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe Ben was, nah, I'm not taking any risks.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't, would you? God knows what would be opened up there. Some sort of weird. I don't know what he likes.
Lloyd thought the new crew looked like a man in a rubber suit. Yeah, he said they would look too humanly.
Oh, what a shame. I only seen the pictures on OTT in the little window, and they didn't look any different from the last crit, so I didn't think they'd resculpted them. Presumably, they've just made them bigger.
Yeah, but I think they showed some more pictures because they actually do look like a bit more upright humanoid versions. At the old crew were more like bird-like feet and legs. But that's just from very faint memory, so what do I know?
Yeah. Anyway.
It's crude.
It is. Could be worse. Could be Tao.
Excuse me.
Easy, Tiger. Huh?
Hello, Brad Fowler.
So yeah. Apart from that, nothing else strange or startling. I've got Dream Awake and what the fuck? Puhiest?
I beg your pardon.
Maybe. I don't know. P-U umlaut H-A-S-T-E.
Come again. P-U
Umlaut H-A-S-T-E, all one word. But that's up there at the top, and then below it is Therapeta Baltic Porter. So fuck when he knows what's going on with that. It's entirely possible it's Estonian. It's very shiny. I like it. I've got that. I've got my Dream Awake, and I've got my
breakfast.
Morning Afterglow, my oatmeal breakfast stout with Guatemalan coffee and Peruvian cacao, which is how I'm starting the day.
Hello, Mr. Kebab.
Got to start the day the right way with breakfast stout, apparently.
Well,
I was going to keep that for tomorrow morning.
There is breakfast time, so that's fine by my book.
Thought it was Johnny may have done. He may have done. Although, to be fair, Brian, the way things normally go is like this. Somebody will say something. For example, Lloyd will go, they look a lot like men in rubber suits. And then they'll have a conversation about that for 2 or 3 minutes. And then Justin will go, they look a bit like men in rubber suits. Because he doesn't listen to what's going on. It's just, it kind of nebulously reaches him. Then he says things. That's why we often get
by
echoes.
transmission of the mind, going from one's head to another head.
It's some sort of echo coming through.
Oh God, that's some rude thing to say, just in the echo chamber.
Oh, didn't like the fact the hips just the chest, blah blah blah. Okay, anyway, Justin then Lloyd, who knows? Maybe they're channeling each other. Oh my God, look at you with your double figures and stuff.
And we didn't get the update on his shed, so he must be very sick.
Babe, I know for about 5 days he wasn't out of bed, really. So I don't think there's been anything done to the shed. I don't think he's ventured outside the house.
I don't think his loving wife would have gone out and cared for it.
I don't think so. Yeah, she was ill before he was, because I know before he went off sick, he'd been having to look after her because she was in bed, dosed with the flu/COVID or whatever it was. So yeah,
Chris was saying, yeah, he blamed his wife.
There you go. See, it's all good in the hood.
Well, till death does us part, or something like that. Oh. Shall we look at other people's project?
Well, you're not looking at mine. Oh, Jill, by the way, you're welcome.
Oh, what did you do?
Nothing. I was thanked, and I'm just, reciprocating.
People in the audience, tell me if Jerry is loud enough for you, because I need to adjust my ears now.
Oh dear.
Because the music was too loud for such soothing tones.
He's good. Seen the Vampire Queen?
Yes,
I have not.
The Vampire Queen looks very scary, and she's bigger than she looks if you see her as single. So they did a comparison shot with other miniatures, and she's twice as big.
What are you talking about?
The size of a Balrog. A miniature. Miniature news on OTT.
For who? For what?
A vampire queen, which is basically a giant bat.
All right, okay. Fair enough. Very confused. I'll find out later on. I've seen a giant bat. Was a picture?
Yeah, that's the queen.
Oh, okay.
So, 42 in a galaxy even further away, doing the Bale and Skull show.
Yes. And he's already said that he was saving Bill and Skull to last because he's awesome. Sort out all the nitty-gritty details via the medium of playtesting with the weaker, lesser padding characters who are just there to give you a chance to make coffee, go to the toilet, wander around, look for things until Balin comes back on screen again. But he's been doing a bit more of the playtesting. I'm liking how this is shaking up, to be perfectly honest. I never really played Legion. I want to play Legion, but I can't be arsed explaining it to people every time I do. So maybe something like this might be a better way to go.
Oh no. Why has OTT now locked me out of this system? Fucking hell.
Because you touch yourself at night. Oh, just log in once. And then you just hit refresh on the other ones if you want.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You could do with a longer password, mate.
Oh, it's long.
Am I waiting for the fire sale? Very much so. But yeah, the system itself seems to be shaping up nicely. I like the running, skipping, jumping, having fun, climbing around the place. The double-sided cards have gone, though, I see, 42. So the readied and exhausted may be going the way of the doo-doo.
That's a wall of text.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need it, because then otherwise, where are you going to get your rulebook from? So, still rocking the... Oh, my God.
You were saying?
Oh, almost... I'm lucky I'm not epileptic looking at your screen there. It's fucking strobing of projects. Anyway.
Good luck catching up with that.
But I mean, there's a couple of people already lying on the floor twitching right now.
Yay! World domination in small steps.
So, anyway, the fact that the Deces are the Legion ones, which means if you've got your Legion stuff, you can do that. But also the cards are all there. And, I mean, it's not like 42 to take time and effort to really make a lot of detailed bits and pieces whenever he does a project. He normally just slaps things out there.
Yeah, uses pre-painted and pre-built stuff like Lego and doesn't care for any intricate detailing.
Look, there's Ahsoka Tano with her own clever style of some description. I've never bothered looking at the Force styles because it's always been a bit wee for me. It's geezer. I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly happens with Bale and Skull, considering what's his show. But yeah, the upcoming scenario, which I expect some form of mini battle report for, where the Night Sisters are sending Morgan Elspeth to stop Ahsoka and friends as they fight their way through undeads. Should always be good, clean family fun. And it's funny when they came out for the first time, and you see the Legion with Thrawn walking through the middle of it, and that really weird, distorted echo, and all of the stormtroopers wrapped in ribbon and rebuilt with gold. I was going, somebody is going to be. It's the stormtrooper, such an iconic figure already, and that right off the bat, taking the old thing and just going, this is what we're going to do to make it unique to Thrawn and his little crew out on the Beyond the Rim with Enoch. Overnight, it became far more iconic than the Duck Troopers did from the First Order.
Yeah,
with their iPhone fucking heads.
The thing is, the invented First Order troopers just looked too slim, too sleek, and these
the fact they all looked like Donald Duck didn't help.
Yeah, And when I saw these for the first time, I was immediately reminded of the art of repairing Chinese ware with gold, which I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
is the inspiration for doing this.
Oh yeah. It's Kirigama or something like that. Yeah, where they repair damaged items with gold. Yeah, I mean they do it even to the Super Star Destroyer, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Fulcrum/42 does. Because I remember he did drop a Star Destroyer at one point and then rebuilt it. But now maybe here's an opportunity to go back, look for any damage, and go nuts. It's Thrawn ship, which I think is called the Kraken. Is that right?
Yeah, that's Thrawn's destroyer because of the tattoo on the lower side.
Could be.
It has a big thingamajig. But now
I'm just going by the novels, The Heir to the Empire, because it was called that in the app.
I'm now thinking there is the Thrawn model on X-Wing Armada. That might be an interesting conversion project. Taking the Armada miniature and making it show correct.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Very, because Armada's very small, and you're having to take away layers of in very. I mean, it's not. Circuit boards are probably the best way to replace bits to get the greebly at that scale. But that circuit board's quite thick. You'd have to mill those down. Anyway, yeah. For people who are interested in seeing a different way of playing with your Star Wars miniatures, we'll get some ideas before the Legion Fire Sale happens. I quite like this because it adds a lot more to the basic mechanics that you don't have in Legion, the running, jumping, skipping.
There is jumping in Legion, but
it's all very
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's all very will reduce your range stick by 1 if you want to climb over something and shit like that, and and then use the different range stick to see what height it is. And fuck it, you can just go right over that. Don't worry about it. And, yeah, it's not really. Well, it's not. I suppose it's not designed as a skirmish game. This lends itself a bit more to heroes in a skirmishy type way. I'm assuming, because I haven't actually seen if you've mentioned it, Fulcrum. What sort of model count are you looking for this? Is it going to be as big as Legion? Because Legion could be relatively chunky. Or is it something a little smaller? You can type your answer to that with our 20-second delay while we move on to another project.
A dozen or so per side.
Okay.
So right in between the Skirmish Legion and the Star Wars Crisis Protocol.
That one.
That one? You sure?
Fancy. Might not be. To be fair, I was drinking heavily. And I moved things around a couple of times, which meant I had to move them around on the list. So your things may vary. But yeah, Scarhan's Kasserkin, done in an alien colonial styly way, which I thought would be very much appreciated by the likes of Toffee and Deadsy. My God, what have you been drinking? Is it fizzy lifting juice? Are you in fear of hitting some sort of ceiling fan? Don't do it. Oh, Christ.
It's not brown lemonade. No worries.
No.
It's ordinary cola.
Cola? Cola?
Cola! Where did that come from?
Korea. Have you never seen that?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's amazing. It's an English language video where Korean lady is teaching a class how, English, and she's going, cola?
No, isn't she going cock?
No, she starts off going, cola? Do you have a cola? And the first time I was in America, I asked for cola. And they looked at me, like they didn't understand. But here in Korea, we would say cola. But it's not cola, is it? It's cock. Do you have some cock?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. I only remember the last part. Hello,
Oh,
hazy boy.
Hola. Anyway.
It's cock.
Anyway. So yeah, the little colonial marines. Obviously, Skyhand does a lot of commission work, and his various levels. His top level being Witness Me, where he gets to go all shiny and chrome on things, allowing him to do elaborate amounts of freehand work.
I feel Witness Me should be an actual level on some kind of painting surface.
Well, it is for him. There's a couple of close-ups of the work in progress camo, where you can just go, "Oh, that's a lot of camo. I don't think I can be arsed with that amount of camo."
I'm pretty sure if John sees this camo, he's starting to have some kind of PTSD.
Guy with the magnetic mine is a good one. Yeah, there you go. Right up close and personal. I mean, there's your basic camo pattern that just has to be replicated on all the armor. Bish bash bosh.
Yeah, that's some color blocking. John, if you're seeing this, have fun.
Interesting thing is, I think he did it across the canvas as well of the jumpsuits, or whatever you would call them. Fatigues, I suppose. Because I know I was looking at doing mine a long time ago, and always thought I would have very specific camo patterns for the armor and stuff. So regular guys didn't get camo. My elites got camo, but then their fatigues had different camo patterns on it anyway. So
yeah, this is insane.
I like the Finnish ones where they have things like little warning labels and decals and stuff on some of them, presumably because that guy's the guy who carries the explosives. So I think the picture before that, where the Sarge is in the middle, you can see the guy with the mine on the left with a warning, potentially this way up.
Oh yeah.
Right on his chest, his chestiness. There you go.
Do not shoot. Highly explosive.
And you get falls in the material, painting patterns and cloth. Yeah, but you can't ignore that because people can't see it.
I was just going to say, if you're having that kind of camouflage and you're looking at it from 2 meters away, if you're still annoyed by the pattern not following the creases and folds of cloth, you're having problems. You might want to see a doctor.
I like it because everybody who does camo does it in different ways. I know some people who highlight and shade the base of whatever the cloth is first. So say it's a green camouflage, they'll do all the green and do the shading, highlighting, and then they'll put the camo pattern over the top and not worry about shading those as much or highlighting them particularly, maybe get like a one-step highlight. And then other people who just put it all on flat and then fuck a wash over the top of it and then have to highlight everything back up. Going, I'm not sure which one of those is better. I have a feeling neither.
Which will cost you more sanity?
I just get around to not building mine. I've got 3 squads of metal Kasserkin and the whatever their fucking flying rhino's called.
Rhino.
They made some sort of flying machine for them ages ago. I bought 3 of them so I could have one for each. Apparently they don't make them anymore, but they're still in the where they were still in the army list. I don't know if they're in the army list now that this Imperial Guard being released. Because I know at one point John and Justin were both asking if I was selling them. No. Are you going to play with them? No.
Oh,
I'm going to build them? Fuck no.
Speaking of weird stuff Games Workshop has released, you remember that weird contraption where there's a Space Marine strapped in front of this giant walker thingy?
The baby papoose carrier for the Grey Knights.
Today I saw a picture of a dad having a baby carrier in front of himself, holding a sword, going, "This is what I feel like."
I believe it's called the Dread Knight, if memory serves.
I don't know. But the resemblance was uncanny. So I'm going to call it the Space Marine Baby Carrier.
Now
I
Sorry, I'm just distracted. I'm looking at the back of one of those cassock-in, and I think it's very busy, so it can't be 100% certain, but I think the cloth might have a slightly different camo pattern than the armor. So, yeah, maybe he has done that.
Could be.
It's fucking insanity. Well, I imagine it's, you know, spray your face with silver and go all shiny and chrome at that point. Yeah. It's good. It's good times.
Witness me. Fast train pain can't close my lips.
I imagine there were quite a lot of kids hospitalized after that.
Yeah. And the sales figures for decorative chrome spray for cakes was through the roof.
The problem is, I don't think a lot of the kids who've seen Mad Max would realize that that's a thing that you could get.
Yeah, there's a Venn diagram not touching.
Silver spray paint, on the other hand, right up there. Imagine quite a lot of GW kids.
Yeah,
with
there's
their
a circle of adults knowing that there's silver spray can that's edible for treats and cakes, and then there's the circle for kids just knowing about spray cans, and they don't touch. There's no overlap.
No, there isn't.
And then the jungle camo guys are dropped into the desert. Well, that's par for the course, isn't it?
Well, yeah. That's how it goes.
They just pretend to be an oasis.
Isn't that Generation Kill? They're unpacking their chemical, biological hazmat suits for test, and then they realize that they're all forest camouflage. And the guy, bear in mind, this is a true story. And two of the platoon sergeants going, did anybody remind these fuckers that we were invading a desert? Going, oh, you just get to wear green in the middle of the desert.
And now imagine the defending party, someone is stoned mile high and a Tolkien fan is going, oh no, the Ents are marching.
Oh. Good times.
This can go so wrong.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Who's next on a short little journey? Tightly scripted to half an
Call
hour.
him Panzer Kaput.
Papillon?
Also, yes.
Pete is doing Ayubit forces for Baron's War Autodima.
Yeah. He's been doing some dolly mixtures.
Yeah, and he's really leaning himself into painting flags. Well, or creating flags, should I say.
Yeah, much better than painting. You don't have to fuck around if you just design them all on a thing. And then you can move on with your life.
Just imagine this would be a freehand. You'd go mental.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't. But yeah, the work on these have been absolutely fucking gorgeous. Even the UN Peacekeeper. I'm trying to remember who threw that one out there. Was it Soap? Dan? Somebody? I can't remember. Somebody pointed out that one of the guys with the blue helmet at the back looks UN Peacekeeper like.
Yep. Cannot unsee that. There's one.
Oh,
my first impression would have been he's got a flower pot on his head.
Yeah, you know. It's the joy of Emiads or Iobids. How come that keeps... Except by button smashing, you fuck.
Did it log you out as well?
No, it didn't log me out. Just I went into a picture and came back, and because I'd hit back, it removed them. But yeah, just the whole force is really nice. Mounted as well. I mean, filth. Absolute filth.
Well, these are just for looks. I'm pretty sure he's not playing them.
I bet he is.
You think?
Why would you not? If I had that many mounted fucking...
I'm pretty sure Pete wouldn't play filth. Pete, you wouldn't play filth, would you?
Of course he would. It's all fire maneuver. I'm actually shocked, I say, that there's so few bows in that. Because and maybe this is just me, but every time I look at any of the Islamic forces that I put together for Crusades, there's very few people with sticks. Got a stick? I'm not putting a knife on the end of that. I'm going to put a string along it and then fire arrows at people. There it goes.
Hello, Doug. Almost pagan Rust level filth. Almost.
Oh, man. Speaking of which, the Vitrix are going to release some pagan Rust filth. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. The other thing he's been working on, apart from these delicious Welsh and friends, is retinue builders as well for Baron's War. So there's links through to a whole host of the retinue builders that he's been working on. So if you two can put together the Welsh land of my fathers. Oh, whoa, what's this? Oh, interesting. I don't know what I clicked there. Well, I do know what I clicked. I clicked the Welsh retinue builder, and it's asked me to choose a name for my blog.
What?
I'm not setting up a blog. Click the Welsh retinue builder link. Is it asking you that the European Union requires you give visitors information about cookies and data collection, and then asking you to name your blog? Let's skip this.
Could be.
Confirm my display name. I'd also like to not do that.
Yep.
Oh,
It's a blogger link.
Yeah, that link's broken, Pete. We've just found that for you. No need to thank us.
All of them in the retinue builder for Welsh is borked.
Ah, well. That's a shame. Well, at some point, Pete will finish cursing us as he sits there in the chat and replace those links with working links for the retinue builder. Because I know he has been working on them.
Welcome to the Links with Friends show.
Anyway. So yeah, very nice figures once again. Yeah, but they should all have bows. There shouldn't be a fucker on a horse in that Islamic force that doesn't have a bow, including the Ghulams. They all of them.
Just ride circles around your opponent and pester them with arrows. Mind you, I have no idea about the game, but that seems like an interesting tactic, just going around people shooting arrows.
It's more or less the tactic they used on the Crusaders for quite some time, until the Crusaders knuckled down and went, you know what, we should hire some locals to do exactly the same thing. Because by the time we finish charging our fuck-heavy horses at them, they're exhausted and dead, and then I get burnt trying to run after them in the desert. It's good.
The horses should have bows too.
All of them. Every one of them. Every man jack of them. Stu. But yeah.
And then we need to add bows to the bows.
Are you, Pete, are you adding any infantry to it, or is that the full 700 points done dusted? I'm now curious, is it just a full-on cavalry force? Because that'd be fucking hilarious. Nothing more amusing than your opponent showing up with a mix of infantry and some cav or whatever, and then just getting fucked like the early Crusaders.
Michael said Sophia must die. Sorry, the Walking Dead relaunch made him say something terrible.
It's outrageous. Outrageous.
And Pete has the same amount on foot, but he's just using cavalry.
It's the best way.
So basically he's doing an orc maneuver, just going straight up to the enemy, going, wah! Kill everybody in his way, and then ride off into the sunset.
Could be. If orcs never attack, they just ride forward, then shoot, and then reverse. If that's how orcs maneuver, then that is what they'll be doing.
Orcs just go in a straight line.
Oh, no, you don't want to be doing that. I imagine at some point the infantry will be introduced, if only so you can have some naphtha throwers just running around the place with Molotov cocktails and flamethrowers. Cleanse them all with Christian fire. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, so yes.
Lovely stuff. Brilliant paint job, and I hate your ability to do such things.
You two can invest in flags.
Please.
Flags. Only 99.99.
Rumbly, long time no see.
Boss war, boss war, boss, boss, boss. War, war, war.
Even more wars.
These are the bots. This is the war. It's coming up to February. It's like only 2 days away. Which means the annual bot war painting challenge.
And also there's, I almost said rumors, but there's pretty much a semi-announcement of a 3rd edition.
Yeah, let's say yes.
Anthony was talking openly about it in some capacity, so I'm guessing there's...
Grand, there is, yes.
Busy priming it all, yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good idea, I guess. Priming stuff.
It is. I'm quite impressed that you have the metal fortress. That thing must be in ton. I know it's hollow, but Christ almighty. Look at him. He's a lovely bastard.
This is one of the miniatures that's actually looking way better than the artwork, I feel.
You can feel that if you like. That's everybody's favorite conspiracy. Sometimes those giant towers of guns actually are conspiracy in disguise. Bam, 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 bam.
Conspiracies in disguise.
I didn't look it up, Tuffy. I think they sent me an email about it when I was off, but since I was off, I don't care. That's how that goes. So, if you ignore the initial, here's all the shit I have, you can get back to a bit further back where we have the background and color schemes of what's going on, because like most things in bot war, there are little sort of sub-faction-y type things. So I really like the black and red. It's very striking. It's visually evil. But if you want to tweak all that down, you two can go for sort of charcoal grey with a touch of purples. Stick it in a sock and claim self-defense. Oh god, yeah. Like a box of dragon ogres. I remember a box of lead dragon ogres weighed a fucking ton. Absolute fucking ton.
I remember when I received my box of 40k Storm Boys, the metal ones, the old ones that had the Blitz rune on their heads. They were a little tiny box, but with a bit of styrofoam insert, weighed a ton because they're all massive metal. And I'm pretty sure the amount of material that went into the jump packs is as much as one single miniature.
Well, it had to be. It's like, do you remember when they brought out the new Space Marine Devastator squad with the huge backpacks and the massive guns?
They tip over.
Well, the reason they had the massive backpacks is because they sculpted all the original stuff, and it was all on green stuff, on plastic or metal dollies, and it was fine. And then whenever they obviously then proceeded to cast up metal pieces and glue them to a plastic model, they just immediately went fuck on their face. It's like huge backpacks are required to counterweight these bastards.
It's like somebody never thought of that in advance, that adding metal bits that sticks out from a tiny plastic miniature could potentially lead to miniatures tripping.
It's like snow blindness.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
You're surrounded by stuff so often you forget.
You're not seeing the trees for all the woods or something.
Yeah. So, Vengeance started last July, finally going to get around to being done in February, which is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward. I'm trying to get the rest of the beat 'em up stuff at least coloured into an adequate extent that I can play some games on camera with some of the children.
Just don't start throwing Shay through the room.
Ah, well, maybe that. Be painting that lot daily for the next month. Yeah.
A zote in a sock could do someone a lot of damage too.
So, well, they could, and not just because they were diplomats.
Or a
Yeah, all the links are fixed.
a metal
Go
dreadnought.
Pete, go. My dreadnoughts are still lead.
And would even do environmental damage as well.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about the environment. I've checked, and
It's still there.
People on Fox News say that's lies, so I don't have to worry. They would know.
Yay!
They're very clever on that, Fox. Yes. Anyway, so if you fancy watching some evil coils being painted up for bot war, then you can do that via the medium of Rumbly. Or if you want to see a whole lot of bot war being painted up, then there's a face page, probably called Bot War face page. Anthony has a terrible habit of changing the name on a semi-regular basis of those groups, and I no longer can keep up with what groups I'm in. Well, I know what I'm in, but I don't know what they're currently called. Anyway.
Yeah, it's. I think he put links to the Facebook groups on the website for Traders Galaxy. Facebot, yeah, that's the one.
Also, yes.
Zorg, nope. Currently not doing any of that.
Poor Zoots, all dead now, wiped out. Space plague.
Eaten by squads.
Eaten by the squads.
I think you
Bastards.
reposted the same link again.
Did I?
Yep.
Didn't look like it, but sure.
Yep.
Let's try that this time. Bish. Bosh.
Shut. Bastards.
Bastard.
Very kaputt.
Yes. Who decided to paint a big figure?
A big one.
Big one. Of Richard Sharp Esquire, or Davy to his friends. He does give breakdown. I never realised that Paul McGann was originally cast as Sharp before injuring himself and having to be replaced by
The man
Sean
who always dies.
doesn't always die.
Well,
Dies fairly often. That is true. I'm just going to say Lady Chatterley's lover. Yep. Down that. Doesn't die in the field. Anyway. So yeah, he found this via the medium of Etsy, which is a thing where people sell stuff.
yeah, it's kind of eBay, but better.
But you don't know where you're buying it from, which I think is delightful. So you ordered it and it turned out it was coming from America. So you had to wait.
Oh no.
But there's a big comprehensive list of paints required for painting a rifleman, which is always good. And then the rifleman himself being all bastard.
Sharp versus Cthulhu. Who would win?
Cthulhu.
Unless Cthulhu is talking to his mother in his head.
Can't get rid of Cthulhu. I remember the best you could manage in Delta Green was to nuke Cthulhu, and Cthulhu would just come back but radioactive. It's best not get involved. Sweet William. That is true. Mother. It's a really nice outfit on him.
Yeah, and the fact that the uniform looks worn and not brand spanking new.
That would be the only thing I would possibly look at doing, is getting some dusty pigments and dusting up
The lower parts.
the lower parts to make them a bit more trail worn, raggedy man. But you know what they say? It's an honor to wear the rifleman's jacket regardless of its condition.
I wouldn't know. I never was in that situation.
No, it's what he says at one point when
Ah.
Simerson is going to replace his terrible green uniform. It's like, why is he? Oh, he looks disgusting. Get him a red jacket. No, sir. This is the jacket of my regiment. It's an honor to wear it regardless of its condition.
I really like this figure, especially the fact that you almost can't see any print lines.
Right.
Almost.
I thought you were zooming in on some earlier.
Yeah, I was. I said almost.
Just
I didn't
check.
say I'm not seeing them.
Right down there. What's going on now? What's happening? Oh, where was that? What would I touch? Whoa! Sorry, I've just discovered a tab on the browser. When you click on it, it shows you recently opened tabs and recently closed tabs.
Oh, you didn't know about history?
No, it's not in the history. It's on the Foxy Fire browser. It's right at the top right, or top left, sorry. It's just like a little, like a filing
Cabinet.
cabinet.
Yep, it's one of the more recent addition to the product.
Ah, there you go. What have I done now? I shouldn't touch that. Anyway, yes.
Please no touching on this stream. Might get us banned.
No touching guns. Screams the little girl.
Before we move on,
No.
I must thank 144 Artist for letting me know that Twitch, for some odd reason, stopped publishing streams after stream as a video. Usually, when we stop streaming an hour later or so, the video gets published as video on demand for 14 days or something.
Oh.
And they stopped doing that.
Oh.
Wankers.
Shame.
So now I need to check if they do.
Oh. It's all technical. I'm not going to worry about it.
Nah, neither will I. Especially since I do a local recording that's going to upload it to YouTube and PearTube.
Makes more sense. Yeah, the 6mm Emu Wars stuff is key there, Jill, really. But yeah. I like the Chosen Man. Like the big figures. Someday I'll paint some of my own.
I did paint
Won't do that.
miniatures yesterday.
Why? What?
And by painting, I'm just referring to slapping on some wash on Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. And IG-88.
I did see you say that, but I assumed you were having some sort of stroke.
Where's the difference?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Having a stroke, stroking yourself, or stroking brushes over miniatures, so all the same to me.
Oh my god, I've earned 10 channel points. It's amazing. No. Amazing.
Holy space, the final frontier. To boldly go, in Jean-Luc's case, literally boldly go, where no one has gone before.
Wow, 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 wow. I have a really good Star Trek original series, because there's an original series backdrop that would have been in if Klopp wasn't going. So you'll have to wait till the end of the season if we get to see that. Somebody remind me.
I gotta say,
yes.
Whenever I see these miniatures for Star Trek Away missions, I'm indifferent to them. No, okay. I'm indifferent to them because they're just, they're nice miniatures and they're some a little bit funny looking, but seeing them painted, that's another level. I feel this is one of the rare occasions where paint actually benefits greatly.
It's because they look like they've dipped their head in a bucket of shit.
They did an army painter dip, looks like.
That's a Alexi Seal reference If anybody remembers that, when he pretended to be a Klingon.
Can't remember.
Actually, he didn't. It was somebody else who was being Klingon. He was being a captain. He's going, looks like you've dipped your head in a bucket of shit. Oh my God, has anybody else seen this? Yes. I've been walking about like this the whole day, the bastards. What beeped? Who's beeping at me? Oh, people want to play Bold Action this weekend. They'll have to wait. Anyway, so yes, Klingons and Romulans. Romulans and Klingons.
Romulans
This
need
could
to
be
be
interesting.
more greenish, I feel. For some odd reason, I envision them as green.
You know.
Yeah, Tuffy, that's potentially one of the problems I have with them, that they do look too board gamey for the amount of detail that's actually in them.
That's because they're board game pieces.
Yeah, I know.
That's how that works.
Still.
I'm trying to work out a way to play a 4-player game. But remember that tenfold dungeon stuff I was looking at a couple of weeks ago? Set up like a spaceship there and then fill the interior so it's not a flat board game and then run through there. Because apparently we've got 2 Federation and 2 Klingon away teams. So we could play a 4-player. But I don't want to play a 4-player on that board.
Yeah, I think you talked about it in this week's weekend when they cut you in with the review of said terrain boxes.
Oh, well done me. But yeah.
So maybe you should ask for a refund of your day off because you technically were working on the weekend.
It's all right. I'll just give myself Lou. I'll round that up. We need a set made of foam rock and leftover pieces from Lost. Well, you know, that too. I could use foam. Well, we've already got foam rocks because Lloyd copied some of them.
I was
Created
just
them in the
going.
80s.
Don't mention the foam rock.
The thing is, because I was looking at this, and because the board is really weirdly asymmetric, so you move. I'm not going to say. Well, I'm going to say squares. They're not squares, though. You move from areas. So an area to another area is movement of 1. And some things have a movement of 2, and some things have a movement of 4. But because I want to do it not on their boards, I'm going to have to come up with a different movement value. So I'll have to think about that. Justin started talking about 3D printing things. I can't be arsed. I'm probably just going to use measuring sticks.
Well, that would be almost too easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, certainly be easier than printing out things 3D.
Yeah, you can't trust ones and zeros. It's what
Fucking I can't.
viruses are made from.
100%. Had enough of viruses.
So here's a picture of said board.
It's in there. Enhance. God, I feel like Harrison Ford, Blade Runner. Yeah, the only thing I need to do is work out how I'm going to put down the turbo lifts and where. And everything else, I think I should be good to go. Because if you look at that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're running from one end of the corridor to the other, you've got to have a movement of 3 or 4 to get in, get out. Moving through an area, you're moving, you know.
I mean,
you could travel through half a board with a movement of 2, or you could make it barely out of a corner, depending on what area you're in. Like the captain's ready room or wherever the fuck that is, that's 2 spaces, but it's the same size as like one of the board sections,
yeah.
or one of the, you know. So it's all. I have no idea
relative.
how they came up with it. Yeah.
I think if push comes to shove, you could just use some masking tape and
yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I need to. I can't stress this enough. I'm not doing that. I'll screw together some measuring sticks to be a value, and their movement will relate to that value. I'm more than prepared to do that. I've got several different size measuring sticks that I can screw together. 25 mil, 40 mil, 60 mil.
Well, you could use the Star Wars Legion measuring sticks.
Yeah, no, not doing that either.
Mind you, not the movement templates, but the angle in it. No, the measuring.
Oh, the range
sticks.
ones.
Yes.
The shooty fire ones.
Those that are not whippy sticks.
Not whippy sticks, as we discovered when it was immediately broken.
People are the worst. Why isn't this working? No, because I'm pressing the wrong button. Stupid.
Press the wrong button. So yeah, so obviously Holly's done the initial starter set, and now moving on to the alien type peoples.
Remind me on how Worf and Borg are not alien.
Well, Worf is an adopted human, so he counts as human. And Borg have bits in them, like an apple. So they're not human either. Could go either way. Also, Holly, if you're watching this, do you want a queue? Call me. But you can't call me because you have my number. DM me. I think Jamascat and Taffy also want a queue. I have to review. They sent us the queue box through, which is for like something competitive play, whatever they call that. What do they call it when they get all the kids together on like a Friday night?
Magic the Gathering?
Yes, but there's like a word for it. Organized play. It's an organized play pack, but I don't think any fucker in the world has a group anywhere where they're doing an organized thing that requires their group to buy, because they come. It's a box of 10 cues with 10 versions of the cards, you know. So if you're not in a big fuck off gaming group, then you're having to sink quite a lot of money, I think, to get that. So yes, exactly, just like Carrot being a dwarf. That's good.
And we're back to weird references of Discord, which I like.
Oh, yeah. In some books, there was a thing called Logic Unconscious, which is attempted to explain why most of the aliens similar appearance in Star Trek. Oh, there's 25. Oh, £25, not bad for the Q set. Why you just buy it and then deal with the other 9 copies yourselves then? I don't need to be generous anymore.
So, speaking of ventures and weird stuff and Discworld, where do we go now?
Take a look at the multi-award-winning Moonstone.
Moonstone by Daddy Irish.
By Daddy Irish? What?
Well, he's a father now, so he's a daddy.
Oh, Daddy! I was trying to work out where you got Danny from.
Now, daddy, as in father.
Fair enough. Okay. Wasn't there an episode where they been? Oh man!
No, I think that was Alien Thingamajig.
Sure, could be that. Could be that.
Daddy cool. Daddy.
So here we have Charlie Boy.
A farting troll.
That is the Goblin King on his special coronation throne version with Crown of Go-Go and poor Goblin being
Run
flattened.
over.
Yep. Help stop, my throne is on fire. Yes.
Well, Jill, that could be. That's a potential. Ask him, not me. I'm pretty sure he will be willingly sharing information in that regard. This is a lovely piece of work.
I don't think Steve had fun painting this piece. I'd never seen any of his Twitch streams, so I don't know. I assume considering how it looks, that he just banged it out quickly in an evening. Get out of the way and move on.
Does the throne help with his enlarged prostate?
It does, because what you can't see there is he's actually got one of those rubber rings, so he can sit there and not worry about it.
Yeah, that's
It's a lovely miniature. I've got 2 sitting up there.
and I'm pretty sure they are very nicely painted. Don't say anything, just nod.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Are you fucking high?
Not yet, not yet. The evening is young, my friends. There's still brown lemonade in the fridge.
2 kings, an heir and a spare. Lots of beer and swearing over a few months. Really? Wow. Kind of based on Charlie, Jill. The Goblin King was already a character in Moonstone. He normally stands on his feet, holding that massive mace 2-handed across his body, and then he's got like that rooster cob hat on, which is hanging off the side of the chair. But for Charlie's coronation, they made this special version called the Coronation Chicken. In game terms, it's exactly the same. There's no difference. It's just a different model. Look, that's where he won at that slut thing. So, yeah. Nice bit of kit.
He doesn't have the other version in here, does he?
No.
Shame.
Because I don't think he's big into the Dominion. But yeah.
All hail to the king.
I should paint my Moonstone before the undead come out.
Let's face it, we both should be painting a lot more.
It's not my fault.
Didn't say it was.
It's kind of my fault.
Nah, it's the problem with the industry pushing out too many nice looking things we want to have and paint.
Yeah, goblins are... All of the goblins are Dominion. All of the fairies are Dominion. And then some humans have arrived who are also Dominion. I'm trying to think. I think Herbert, who is grabbing the starter set, but then he turned into a beautiful half goblin, half butterfly. I think he's Commonwealth. He may be the only non-Dominion goblin. He said, thinking to himself, thinkily.
The world of Moonstone is an interesting one, to say the least.
I would go one step further. Demon Sub, I would say this is the final 2 days for the Moonstone pledges. I know he said he was closing at the start of February. I don't think he's given a specific date, but if anybody had thought about pledging, I would do it before the 31st, because I think he'll lock it down and then charge the cards. Bye, Doug.
Bye, Dougie.
Anyway, yeah, Moonstone's fucking cracking. I look forward to seeing how the Fae come out. I've got Wasp. I've got my little box of test color flips on transparent things for the wings on my Wasp.
Oh,
I should do the wings at least.
Piers has done Skelly-Bobs.
Yes. More skeletons. More of his classic Citadel and Marauder figures for his Mordheim.
Murderheim, as I call it.
It's a good way of calling it. Yep.
I'm not sure if this is just pure nostalgia or if I really do like the old way skeletons were sculpted more than the realistic modern way.
Oh, no, they were much better. That's why everybody loves Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness. because all the skeletons look like they're having a fucking grand old time being resurrected and marching around the place. Nowadays, skeletons mostly look bored.
I mean, just look at these lovely fuckers.
Look how he's enjoying himself. You should see the set I have on the Screaming Skull catapult. They're all wicked cool.
Wiki wow.
I also appreciate the cataloguing work that Pierce is doing.
Putting the correct unit names.
Who they are, where they came from. I mean, even Stuff of Legend doesn't have all of these fuckers listed. Well, it does, but in some cases they're thumbnails.
Yeah,
Literally.
the picture quality varies greatly.
Yeah. Depending on whether or not they could find, references for some of them. So getting them up there is all good. Look at that. That is absolutely fucking sexual. Look at those 20mm squares. Not fucking 25, not 32, not that shite. Very Scottish feel to his undead as well. Don't know why he's decided to go with that strong blue-white theme.
Maybe just to have a visual counterpoint to all the dark and skelly bits.
Well, yeah. I suppose that, they were people once, so.
They did serve a different army. That's basically the point of resurrecting your enemy's fallen. Yes, send your soldiers to me. I will kill them and then send them back.
That's a really nice ogre champion. Do I own that?
1985.
I'm getting very confused now. I'm sure I was looking at ogre champion recently. So, yes, Zorg. Yes, I do. A little miniature chubby.
Hello, Sliboy.
Sliboy. It's pirates. Yar. They're so dandy. Did I give him a golden button? Is that why that looks familiar?
That's what I was thinking. He really brings out every detail that's in those almost ancient miniatures.
Ancient. I've seen somebody referring to a model from mid-90s actually as an ancient miniature the other day. I felt like if I could reach you, I would cut you. But in a different country. Fuck yourself with your ancient miniature.
Well, let's be honest. If a miniature is more than 30 years old...
Actually, it was probably less than that. Because it was talking about the mandrakes that have just got new plastics. And talking about the old metal ones were better because they didn't have all the waz on them. And they had like more intricate tattoos / engravings in their skin. And they only came out in the 2000s, because 3rd edition was 98, and then they got the resculpt. Yeah, so they're probably not even 20 years old yet. Yeah.
Yeah, but
right.
For some people that's a lifetime.
There's
There's
got to be a law against it.
It's the law of nature. Soon they will die too, at
Good.
some point in the future.
The thing that keeps me warm and fuzzy at night is knowing that someday everybody will be dead. Yep.
Decomposing, back to the worms.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got t-shirts kicking around. I'm looking at them going, oh, I really like that t-shirt. And then I think, oh, fuck.
When did I get that?
Oh, no, I know when I got them, unfortunately. It's like,
It's when you start thinking about those things that you really get annoyed.
Maybe it's time to retire that. Look, poor Scottish undead coming at you through a Buffy. face covered in shortbread.
Shortbread.
Well, that's
Yeah,
black felt as backdrop.
lovely stuff.
I believe it is. Well, no, I think he's got the same light box type setup I have, which comes with. They're not felt, but they're like a flocked.
It's a little rubbery
cloth.
mat.
No. This is like a flocked cloth. So one side is just nylon, the other side's like a. It's not felt, but it's not thing either. We could ask him because Piers does answer.
Does he? If only there was a way to communicate.
We'll find out someday. If he comes up to play some games of Soldiers of Napoleon or something, at that point I'll ask him.
Anyway, so yeah, I was just thinking. There's for German cars, there's a law: if they're 30 years or older, you can call them historical.
Wow, I think 30 years is retro, isn't it?
And the thing is, if you're going by that number alone, I've owned cars that are twice the age.
Class.
Almost.
Doubly retro.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Shall we go on to the next project of not so old miniatures?
Yep. And I only forwarded so far away. Oh my god.
I know. Ridiculous.
Spider Cleese.
Baron von Upperkase.
Yes. Taking time out from a busy schedule of getting Doom Song finished for me. And presumably the other people who also backed Doom Song. Baron von Uppercase has been back working on Spider Cleese. Now, if people can't remember this, we were here a long time ago when it started, and
it looked horrible and spooky.
like most of the weird shit from Kingdom Death Monster, it's very bizarre and incredibly over-engineered, I'm going to say, which led to her pinning individual fingers on those two front hands. You can see further down, they're so long and spidery and blah, blah, blah. And going, this thing's fucking a monstrosity. I'll never be able to move it or play with it or take it anywhere. So the whole thing had to be not resculpted. There's a certain amount of resculpting so the legs could be magnetized so they could be removed for easier transportation and storage. And then the fingers, by necessity, had to all be pinned on, which was just, I mean, no. It reminds me of when I was a kid, when they released the Eversor Assassin and I wanted to convert him so he wasn't holding onto his leg and had to replace all his fingers because they all had to be removed to get him off that fucking leg. So I ended up drilling out the fingers and then putting long needles in. And it's something I've not done since and never will again. Teletubby-san, pretty much. Teletubby-san via Australia, where everything is creepy. Look at those. Look at them. I'm going to have to pin this. Oh my god.
This is... I think that's more than I would actually care for doing.
Oh, the prize for most over-engineered model goes to Adam Putz. Is that his name? I think that's his name. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of work went into that. However, subsequently, obviously, we've seen the unusual weird brickwork stand, which I love because it's very Rackham Bonner-esque madness of that chimney going on there. But the overall thing is just fucking batshit insane.
Yep. And I think imagining having to play against that is just...
It's all
Here,
right.
meet my little friend.
People who are playing Kingdom Death Monster are used to it. You know, you come creeping out of the woods, and then that thing bounces up and down on you like some sort of
I mean,
Monty Python spider
Jabberwocky.
sun ball thing. Yeah,
That thing has arms that are long enough to reach across the whole gaming table. Just come here.
very much so. Very much so. What's this? What's going on here? How very dare all of these people? I suppose I can live with that. Anyway, yes. So, I like it. The creepy, creepy looking thing. I can't wait to see how it's painted.
Yeah, I was just saying, if this gets painted and is not getting a golden button, I might riot.
Well, you know, you do you, son.
I will. Can't stop me.
Right. Are we going for Dream Awake, or are we going for whatever Thor nonsense this is?
Go for nonsense.
Okay, we're going for the Thor nonsense, which apparently is 11.3%. Fucking badness. Look at him. This shiny, stained, shiny lightning bolts. Can you see the shine? No.
Oh, barely.
Oh, it's a
like-
shame. All the gold on it is shiny. Everything else is dull.
My first KDM combat, I got critical hit on the lion's crotch and castrated it. Did
Nice.
not die, and therefore focused all the attacks on the wounding character.
Excellent.
Well, to be fair, who wouldn't focus their attack on somebody kicking you in the nads?
Oh, like the Wolfman. Wolfman has nards. We learned that from Monster Squad. What are you? You a stout? You appear to be a stout. Well done, me. I should stop buying stuff based solely on the name and from the. I don't even look at what percentage any of them are. I just go, you know what? This looks exciting and attractive. This will be my fucking drink tonight.
You're buying drinks currently like I bought metal albums in the late 80s.
Yep. Just going to take my glasses off there and then remembered I don't have to anymore.
Mythic are imploding and sold off IP to come on. What?
I thought they'd already done that. Or have they sold off more to them?
Why would they sell an IP to a miniature judging site? That makes no sense.
Cool Betty or not, they just judge painted miniatures.
And I remember when I first looked at that page 20 odd years ago, there were actual people posting stuff.
Yes?
After last week's show, I took a look at it, and it's just professional painters all over the place. There's no... I see no value in looking at those kind of paint jobs. It's just way out of my league.
Helen Anastair. Okay. I think they'd done one before last week. They'd already announced that those were going to the Kickstarter backers, telling them that they were being transferred to Come On, who would then dance around going, "Come on, Eileen. Oh, yes, step up." No. I think they told the backers, if you pay them shipping, you'll get what you paid us. Maybe. So once again, it's another shipping hostage situation. I can't remember whether or not Shay, Pray Away the Shay, backed Rainbow Six Siege because he's a big fan of it. I was like, you're never getting that, Shay. Just take the prototype from the studio, Shay. At least you'll have something. You might be the only fucker in the world with it, but at least you'll have it. Oh, it's good. It's good times. I was going to tell you something there, but I can't. Sweet like candy. Anastair's all the stuff that's Palo Parente.
And who actually is to blame at Mythic for this? I mean,
Who
there
knows?
must be.
I don't know who's in charge of Mythic.
I mean, if they start a Kickstarter and collect X amount of money, they must have made some kind of
Yeah,
calculation
Dave.
beforehand.
Sure. Let's say yes.
Can't be that hard, can it?
You'd think that, wouldn't you? But nobody tells the truth on Kickstarters these days. I say nobody. Smaller companies do. So the likes of, Westphalia, Fugu, all of those will go, we need £600 to make this thing. And a pledge is 40 quid. And then they get 20 people pledge and they make it 100 quid. And they go, okay, we're making it. But for big companies, it seems to be, we're going to require 100,000 grand's worth of tooling. Therefore, we're going to tell people that they're going to get twice the amount of miniatures for a 50 grand thing, and then hope that it blows up to 300,000. And when it doesn't, then it's, oh shit.
Yeah, under putting your target is a nightmare. It's not even a calculated risk. It's just stupid.
Do they still own Joan of Arc? I don't think so. There was litigation, I know, between the guy who created the game and Mythic at one point. Potentially after they'd done their other Kickstarter, actually, it all came out that they hadn't contacted them for the rights to do the second Kickstarter run with the Teutonic Knights in it. So, yeah, it all got very fucking weird. Look at that. I mean, look at those numbers. 2.2 million and a million. So 3 million for 2 games, and they still can't complete the other games. There must be an awful lot of cocaine being done.
Yeah.
How can that not be enough to fulfill the pledges?
Like Dan Lee says, as soon as a Kickstarter company is doing one new Kickstarter before finalizing the last one, it's a red flag. And I was under the impression that Kickstarter had implemented a you only get to do one at a time policy.
I think they have, but that may be so recent that it doesn't affect any of the Mythic ones that were running previously.
Well, that's potentially true.
Yeah. It's strange.
Let's look at some happy pictures.
Well, let's not go too far, but we'll look at some pictures.
Well,
doesn't that cover the fundraising, not the delivery? What? Who? What? I think of 6. Fuck me. That's badness, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fastest turnaround time I had with actually physical product were every Kickstarter for Morg Miniatures.
Yeah.
The Ragnar's Space Dwarfs, and the Space Squaddy and Scully Bobs from Bequest Miniatures. So all those very small run metal miniatures.
Well, small companies who can't afford to piss off their
that's the thing.
Yeah.
If word gets out that they are fucking up their Kickstarter backers, nobody is going to go to the next project, and then it's dead on their ass.
Yeah. Dead on arrival.
But after a certain amount of sizable growth, you get your troops of fanboys who buy your stuff regardless and will defend you with teeth and nail.
Yarp.
Plagues, no boats. Aussie chips, I can't remember. And I don't care.
They are boats.
Buy miniature brushwork.
This is the leeward line. That probably means something for boat fans. But Battle of Trafalgar. Look.
With rigging. With a lot of rigging.
I mean, why would you do that to yourself? It's fucking madness. Absolute madness.
Well, some people.
But it is technically a battle report, even though, I mean, boats.
Boats do
Yes,
battle
look at
too.
them. Apparently. Unless Commodore Rob's watching, in which case, there's no point. Don't do war games with boats. The people who are doing STLs only do Kickstarters because essentially at this point it's
It's free advertising.
It's
Yeah.
an advertising platform. Well, it's not free. You have to pay 15 or 20% of your funding to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But it's still cheaper than buying advertising in multiple places that you would need to do to get the same reach that
It's
Kickstarter
free
has.
in the sense that they don't need to do anything more but to send people to the Kickstarter page. They're basically one shop set and done.
Yeah. But look at the little boats fighting. Some little boats falling over. Some little boats on fire.
Oh no.
It's all good.
Would be a shame if somebody would leave a window open and some kind of draft would just push them all.
Blew them all along. That'd be hilarious. Hilarious.
I know. Star Wars Legion. How did that come in here?
Well, this is Miniature Brushworks' random collection of stuff. But before you leave the booty things, I like how he's done that. I would have preferred it if each picture had the blurb underneath. I know it's slightly more time consuming to put, turn one picture and then text underneath and then next picture and text underneath. I'm not sure how many characters you can fit into the photo text per individual picture.
Not much.
No, so they wouldn't be able to get it all in. So yeah, but yeah, the very concise, quick battle report with nice little turn by turn, blue by blue, wind, photo gallery there to show all the little bootage.
I like the fact that
presumably there'll be a windward, because I think that's it. Leeward and windward are the two sides next time.
I like the fact that he cut off everything else from the table to not show anything but the battle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just map all out. 10. Oh, it's gone down. You used to be able to do 12 because I measured it one day. That's a crying shame. It's probably the only way they could get it to work. Now it's flawless.
You're such a mean man at times.
Yep.
But that's why we're here.
Ooh.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It was opulent, it was described as. Dark caramel, rich dark body, notes of sticky dates and plum, chocolate and raisins. I feel
You're
like
sucking on plums.
I feel like Oz Clarke and was it Jilly Gould? Is that it? From Food and Drink. I'm getting coffee notes, I'm getting dates and plums, I'm getting wheelbarrows of ugly fruit, I'm getting metallic notes of tin, I'm getting right on your tits. That's how she went, mostly.
See. Yeah, well, this is a nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. I even like the little stormtroopers with their teeny tiny little runnings through the forest, skipping and jumping, singing songs.
Waiting for the murder teddies.
An excellent set of miniatures that could be pressed into fulcrums. What are you calling the game? Fulcrum? If you're still there. You can't call it Star Wars Legion because they've already called their Star Wars Legion. I suppose once the fire sale happens and nobody else is playing it, you can call your Star Wars Legion.
Could call it Star Wars Skirmish.
Nah. Needs to be better than that. Oh. I have to think of things. Yes. Did you notice the really nice shading on the ATST, by the way?
Yeah. Horrible stuff.
You jump around so quickly, clicking things and then moving on with your life.
I'm aspiring to surpass Lloyd in clicky speeds.
Jesus Christ.
Star Wars Fire Sale.
Oh, Star Wars Fire Sale would be great name.
Oh, I hate you lot so much.
I did look at the rigging. Zorg. And I thought, that's many hours of his life he's not getting back.
Yeah, you say that, but maybe
I
he
do.
didn't do it. Maybe he
I'm
made his
pretty
wife
fucking
do
sure
it.
he did.
Ah,
Because I'm fairly certain if you go down far enough, you start seeing him discussing the riggings. You're just looking at going, why would you? Anyway, it is nice, though. Just wouldn't do the rigging.
Yep.
What you do is take a picture of a real ship, and anytime somebody goes, you don't have rigging on it, you just hold up that picture, go, that's what it would look like if I had rigging. Let's get back to the game, fucko.
Oh, you wouldn't even need to take a picture. Just use any reference picture from the internet or book.
I mean, if you want to be all tech savvy about it, I suppose you could do that as well. Weirdo.
Yes.
Boats.
Speaking of weird, that's a Dan Lee one. That's a weird-looking miniature.
Isn't it, though?
I think he needs to see a dentist with that teeth.
Nah, he's fine.
You think so?
Yeah, he's grand. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. So this is obviously Dan's little project from last year. If people haven't been following along, it's complete. So you can go in and see all the weird ass shit that he's been doing. I thought we should at least look at what finished up the year. Because there's some really nice stuff in there. Some weird shit as well. I like the montage of all the shit he did. Look at all the shit he did. He's a talented bastard who's also productive. I hate
Shame
him.
we can't enhance it to a.
We don't need to. Every model in there is in this project. So if you want to see any of them enhanced, just go through the project and you get to see them all. The big troll shaman wispy bearded fella. I like the fact that you went with yellow for him, because it's not a usual colour that you would see on the old trolls, as Bill Billy would say.
Usually they're blue, I think.
Well, depends who you speak to. Blue, green, they both get featured quite a lot. Grey, since that Peter Jackson fella did his Sean Bean film. They have a cave troll, the bastards. Which is what he said.
I'm now imagining Sean Bean fighting off the Uruks, being saved by Sharp, getting a headshot.
It's all fine.
Bastards. Go back to your masters, you bastards.
Bastards. Hey, Frodo, lend me the ring. You bastard.
Oh, apologies to anybody who I might offend with my dialect.
That's all right. I don't think he could be any more offensive than any of the dialects Sean Bean's done. He's done Irish twice now, to be fair, and they've both been shit. He's done 2 flavours of Irish and they've been balls. So,
Where did he do? He did Sharp and?
I didn't do it in Sharp.
Didn't he? Well, I only watched
he was English in Sharp.
Okay.
And he is English in real life, so that makes life easier. No, he played a McCabe, for fuck's sake, in the field. So he did some West Country, like a Galway, maybe in a Kerry a bit style of thing. It was dreadful. Although, to be fair, he doesn't spend a huge amount of time talking. He mostly follows Richard Harris, listening, because Richard's his dad. Playing Bill McCabe, awesome. And then he was an IRA terrorist attempting to kill Indiana Jones in Devil's Own? Is it the Devil's Own? It's one of those ones where that character has been played by like 5 different people. It's been played by fucking Baldwin. I will shoot you if you don't get my close-up right. It's been played by Indiana Jones. It's been played by somebody from The Office. So the fucking people are lining up to play him. Anyway, he played an IRA man that, and it was Super Bowls as well. Just like, just stop doing it. I'd prefer you just to keep your usual Yorkshire bastard accent and just, let people imagine that that's him being Irish.
I always wonder
Coming through the field, father the bastards.
why it's so hard for any dialect to get an actor that's actually speaking that language. I mean, there's enough people on the internet, in the world. Patriot Games. Says
Patriot Games, that was it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because that's a song.
Hmm.
But now I'm going to have that stuck in my head. Andy, for fuck's sake. Now that I lie here, my body all torn, I think of those traitors who bargained and sold. I wish that my rifle had given the same to those grizzlings who sold out the Patriot game.
Is this the singing show? No, it's just a interlude.
Fucking rebel songs are awesome soup. If you didn't spend so much time opposite a Rangers supporters club, you'd be right up there with me. Oh, this'll amuse you. So, my local soup, the Cova, is, I mean, like anywhere in Northern Ireland, you go to your own sort of pubs and clubs. We're just down from the Knee Breakers. Sorry, the Ulster Scots Heritage Society Club. But the Cova is what would be, I mean, it's not, but it's a Catholic bar, because most of the people go into it are Catholic, even if they don't actually practice, because you're not likely to get fights or beating the shit out of yourself. But it's owned now by a guy from Larne, who owns a bar up there as well, and William very much kicks with the other foot. He's a unionist background, and most of the people in the Cova nationalist background, and he changed the codes on something, Sky or something or other, and then nobody could get him on that. We all were in to watch the football, and Big Daryl went, "Give me the remote," and put on Sky and asked for the pin, and he put in 1690 and hit enter, and it worked first time. And I know that Soap is going to find that amusing. I find that amusing, but it was just like, what would William's fucking password be in this bar full of Catholics? 1690. Ah, of course it was. Yeah. I forgot Zorg's Scottish as well. So yeah. Oh, and they have that in Trainspotting with the credit cards. Trainspotting 2. Yeah, it's fucking exactly like that. Oh my god. So funny. So, fucking chip. Oh, anyway. Yeah.
Some point in the future, I need to take a long vacation and need to get all that in Ireland in person.
None of it will ever make any sense.
Yeah, I'm guessing as much, but
trying to explain all to Lena, fucking, I mean, there was quite a lot of head scratching, followed by, "I can't believe your country's like this," followed by, I can't believe you accept this as normal.
I mean, that's what alcohol is for. I'm taking a long vacation. I'm coming alone, and I'm going to make myself comfortable in any bar.
Well, yeah, that's the way.
As long as I keep my mouth shut and just order new pints every now and again, I think I'll be fine.
I mean, to be honest, nobody really cares about the accents. It's like the old joke. The old joke. Man's coming home drunk from the bar one night. Middle of Belfast, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's staggering from one side of the road to the other. And as he gets up level with an alleyway, a fella comes out wearing a balaclava and pointing a gun at him and goes, "Are you a Catholic or a Protestant?" And the bloke panics. He's got a gun in his face. He knows if he gives the wrong answer, he is fucked. And all of a sudden he gets hit by the spark of inspiration and goes, "Neither, I'm a Jew." And so the guy in the balaclava says, "Well, I must be the luckiest Muslim in Belfast tonight."
Fucking hell.
So, you know, that's how that one goes. Doesn't matter where you're from.
Oh,
The only thing is what side of the divide you fall on.
I like to fall behind the
Was he a
counter.
Catholic Muslim or a Protestant Muslim?
Fucking hell. One of these days we're going to get in trouble.
I don't think so. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful indeed. What's beautiful is next project,
Yes.
which is Draconis.
Twitch doesn't care. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Twitch doesn't care, but maybe some blokes over on YouTube.
Oh, fuck them. Well, I know one person who will care. It's a guy who doesn't like the fact that I'm Catholic. I'm assuming he's still rocking around the place commenting on videos, but I blocked him a long time ago before I killed YouTube, so...
Nobody did anything as far as I can remember, but...
Oh, there was a fella who kept commenting on any time I was on, because he got really annoyed that I used the phrase mass one time instead of church. And so he keeps going. He's a local scumbag.
But that must be on OTT videos, because I never saw...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that I was irritated.
He'll find this at some point. Don't worry, he'll find it. He kept very annoyed. I haven't a clue, Dave. I don't really care, and I wouldn't have even noticed or made mention of it. But this bloke one day went on a massive. There was like a YouTube rant about this big, because I said I was doing the Wild West wagons, and you can get like armed, uniformed type peoples for American Civil War, or there's like man and a woman in like Sunday clothes being all civilian like, and I happened to say something when I was building the kit and reviewing it and blah blah blah, going maybe they're coming back from mass, and I got this big chunky block of text calling me a papist and complaining about the fact that there are other religions out there, you papist. And he just went on for ages, and then he constantly would appear on weekenders and stuff bitching if I was there talking at any stage, which I always fucking am. So eventually I just blocked him, moved on with my life.
What's wrong with people?
Well, I know what's wrong with him. But thankfully, he'll be dead someday. Northern Ireland, if you're not one of us, you're one of them. And the game is, how do you work out whether he's one of us or one of them? Look, abyssals.
Might I just state for the record that I'm neither or. I exited church eons ago. In that regard,
you Exodus, but that meant you were in one to begin with. Oh, and that would be enough. That would be enough for somebody in Northern Ireland.
I'm not sure how that translates, but I'm well. What's the oh god, words
Atheist.
failing.
Agnostic.
No, so Roman Catholic is the Old Testament.
No, that's Judaism. Roman Catholic and Roman Catholic, Protestant, any of those flavors, they're all pretty much exactly the same. Some of them like a bit more singing. That's it. Darrow Breen has a great one where he talks about mixed marriage. And he's going, it's the same God worshipped by singing the same song, saying the same prayers. That's not a mixed marriage. One side firing guns in the air while the other side screaming shalom. That's a mixed marriage. Somebody running up and down with a dragon. That's a mixed marriage.
Well, either way, I'm not caring for any religion of any sorts or color or whatever. If you want to believe in an imaginary creature, do as you want. Just don't annoy me.
Well, you see, the weird thing is, Damon and Andy, if you're in Northern Ireland, certain sections would hear the accent first and assume, like, every Englishman must be a Protestant. Because surely the Pope has no sway in England. And it's led to really amusing things in the past where people have been right on side with somebody who's English until they've discovered that, oh no, they kick with the left foot. Or vice versa, talking to somebody from the Republic of Ireland and assuming that they're Catholic. And then they go, no, Protestant. Going, what? My life's been turned upside down.
The worst thing in those cases is people are actually starting to review their friends based on superstition, which is mind-boggling to me.
Oh, it's a delight. Now imagine growing up like that and trying to work out who you could talk to and who you couldn't. Am I likely to get a punch in the face from this person? I don't know. It's also tricky.
Yeah,
you can always move somewhere, warmer and more diverse, like Glasgow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tuffy has it nailed there. Religion is like cock. It's okay if you have one. Just don't pull it out in public and shove it in people's faces.
Cola.
No, cock, not cola.
Just checking.
The schlongdong.
Good times. Good times. Look at that. Look at 4 Vanguard forces painted. And that's quite nice because obviously you can use a lot of that in Kings of War as well, by the way. Ooh. Do they realize that teams outside of Glasgow have green and white as their colours? I suppose they'd punch first, ask questions later, actually, to be fair, like most football hooligans. Never let the truth get in the way of a good fight. It's the best way. The best way. So yes, Draconis had been putting together a whole host of Vanguard factions. This is Mantic's fantasy skirmish game. Done a load of them, and then even threatened a battle report at the end of the little icy monkeys for somebody called Sherry. Oh, look at that. It's for me. So that first battle report there that we're seeing at the top, where he's playing his wife, that's for me. None of yous read that. I don't want you wearing out the words.
Just delete them all.
Just you. Yes, I need to. Well, I'm not. I got contacted by some of the main. There's a couple of massive. I mean, like Kings of War Masters level players, like Elliot Moorish and Tom Elliot, who actually I think wrote the companion app or did something like that for Mantic, and Tom King, who was Masters champion. I want to say Tom King was Masters champion 3 years in a row and was beaten last weekend. So he finished second, otherwise he would have been 4 in a row. So they contacted me going, we're thinking about doing a big tournament. Could we run up yours on tabletop? I'm going, can you run a Kings of War tournament? OTT? Oh, fuck yes. Yes, you can. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll even open the cage up and we'll live stream the top table if we can do that. Fucking no problem there. So I told them yes. And I told them we're away to UKGE last weekend in May because they were talking about doing it sort of May time. I'm going through, you need to do it early May. I've not heard back since. I should probably ping him a message and see, because they wanted to be a Masters ranked event, which means it needs to be at least 10 people. And if it's 2-day, it gets a heavier stat weight for ranking. But yeah, if If that's still going ahead, that should be fun.
Dave, I'm worried people are starting to play with their partners for
I say
Jerry's
that, but
pleasure.
I was just gonna let that one go.
Nope,
I
I
mean,
can't.
it's true, mind you. It's good. It's good though. Look at it. I make
It's
fighting fun.
speaking of Mantic, I think there's a project loading.
Yeah. Well, this was Mantic, but this is more Mantic. More Mantic in a different way.
A different Mantic, but the same.
Well, same Mantic, different game. This is the Rumbrella Academy.
With a
Made
big collector's edition box. You
made
show off.
Rumbrellas. I've not looked near this. My God, you need to pour that out an hour beforehand so it goes flat. There's an
No,
awful
where's
lot
the
of CO2 in that.
Where's the fun in that?
I've not seen or read any of the Rumbly Umbrella Academies. But as you can see here, there's Mr. Festo, the Ape Man, purply haired girl, and another such. There's Watch Kid. He's got watch, likes looking at his watch.
Are those
See,
the kid?
I know all the people.
These are Humpty and Dumpty from Alice in Wonderland.
I don't think so.
No?
They're not fat enough.
Okay.
Boris Johnson is possibly Humpty and or Dumpty.
Speaking of,
There's Tentacle Guy.
I was trying to remember what was the company's name that did the Not Johnson metal miniatures. There was some kind of weirdly fantasy-esque.
You know who did the? Well, maybe don't. Maybe we're not talking about the same thing. Oakbound Studios did a set of
Was it him?
giants based on Priti Patel, Boris Johnson, Dominic Cummings, and who's that top hat wearing twat? I keep thinking Griff Rhys Jones because it's a double-barreled name, and I know it's not Griff. Who's Lord Snooty? What's Lord Snooty? Reese Mogg, thank you. I like how you knew who I was talking about whenever I said fucking. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they did trolls based on them. Or do you mean the actual, or the big-headed caricatures
I think I
that
meant
actually look
those
like
one.
the people's?
Yeah.
That was Little Soldier. I've got the set of the trolls as well. The trolls are really nice. The Little Soldier company that do Alice in Wonderland and stuff like that as well.
Buldrish the Butcher Joinstone.
Look, it's speaking in, is that hiragana? It's the European version of Japanese? That's probably saying something like tentacle rape time. It's the only thing that they do.
I think we should ask Justin. Potentially he knows.
Best not.
Why not?
I think The Woods is getting a new edition this year, Damon. But yeah, really interesting set of character models. Totally unnecessary for the game because it is a full-on board game. But I presumably for fans of the Umbrella Academy show. There's Mrs. Hudson bringing tea to Sherlock Holmes. A really nice set of miniatures to have from the comic, because I don't think these are things that are ever going to get a range outside of this. So it's probably your only chance to get them. But I like them a lot. I like the fact that some of them have real names, like Tentacle Monster Guy is called Ben.
Does Ben know about Tentacle Monster Guy?
Probably. That's why we don't ask him. Kingsman.
That's an interesting miniature. The Lincoln Memorial.
Yep, it's Lincoln Memorial. If you go down, you'll see a picture of the Lincoln Memorial from the comic, having got up and starting to blast people with his laser eyes. That's where it comes from. Ah.
Best eyes, laser eyes.
Oh, it's amazing. Baseballs. Amazing.
I mean, he has an unfair advantage in regards of choosing colors because the comic pretty much has made all that
I mean,
lifting for him.
it's not really an unfair advantage when you're copying. So it's like saying historical gamers have an unfair advantage because Napoleon had already worked out what color he liked his uniforms of his
Yeah,
troops to be.
but at the same time, comic fans most of the time can't be so specific because the artist of the comic does variations of coloring. Historical gamers could be potentially counting buttons to stay on the safe side of swearing words.
That's fine.
Quote, you're using the wrong color green, Pete. Sorry.
Anytime anybody gives me any jip like that, to get some lengthy sweary texts at them and then blocked. That's how the world works.
Why can't people just enjoy
These
their
are really
hobby
nice. Whenever you get away from the characters and then you find the...
That's the Foot Clan.
Whatever they are.
The Foot Clan. I'm saying that's the Foot Clan.
You say that. But the Foot Clan weren't wearing gas masks. In a very fetching yellow and black striped jumpsuit.
They were wearing weird masks.
The Fetish
the
Clan.
Fetish Clan. Okay, we can settle on that.
Closer to the mark. Look how delightfully fun they are, though.
Or as Crispin would put it, it's the Scat Fan Clan.
Would he, though?
Potentially.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he would.
And a second after that, he would mention that they're potentially German. See, what did I say? You fucking wanker.
To be fair, Crispin didn't bring up scat. The only German bringing up scat is you, mate. So he's completely blameless on that one.
Fair enough.
Maybe if, as a peoples, you weren't so fixated on scat.
I hate you.
Judge Dredd always painted blue. Well, that's because it seemed like Superman's hair. You couldn't do black, so they would always do blue. Because if you did black, then you'd have nothing to line it with. So that's why you end up with blue-haired Superman running a white place. Although I think they did change that, didn't they? Because they started doing front covers and even internal works in full color, and I think they ran with blue after a while. I don't know. I'm not really bothered paying attention.
I stopped reading superhero comics ages ago.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Am I?
Well, it depends what superhero comics you're reading. I've got one over there called Rising Stars, which is fucking amazing. It's written by J. Michael Straczynski, the guy who came up with Babylon 5 and He-Man and a lot of Ghostbusters. And it's great.
I stopped reading the little papery superhero magazines from Batman, Spider-Man, Superman when, at the time, approximately when The Dark Knight came around, the first big graphic novel.
Planetary, the Grant, isn't it? Grant Morrison? He did Planetary's Alan Moore. What's Morrison's weird fucking one? Telly something. Telly thing? Teleport. Television? Transmopolitan. It's fucked up. Anyway, yeah. The key is to not read anything by DC or Marvel. Actually, that's not true, because I think some of the stuff I have over there was published by DC and Marvel. But shit like Rising Stars is fantastic. So Straczynski wrote it, and the first thing you see is a fat man getting home from work, making some food, sitting down in a big chair, putting on the TV, watching it, and then somebody puts a bag over his head and chokes him. And a little while later on, the police come, find him, taped to the chair with a plastic bag in his head, dead. And then they discover he's wearing like a little medical bracelet thing, and they have to phone a doctor. And the doctor arrives, and he goes, "Yeah, he's a superhero." They go, "What?" Go, "We've never heard of him." They go, "Yeah." And the whole idea behind Rising Stars is there was a comet that passed over like a Midwest American village, and every in utero baby, so just as they were being conceived, when that meteor went, or whatever the fuck it was, went overhead, all gained superpowers of some description. And there was a whole thing where the government were brought in, and like a Los Alamos, they took them all to a specially constructed village, took them all away from their parents, and raised them, while Congress debated on what they should do with these kids who had superpowers. And the doctor was brought in to essentially be there as the liaison between the government and the parents. But then later on, it turns out that's not why he was there. He was there to work out what the kids' powers were, how big a threat they were, and how to kill them if needs be. And the fat man was immune to poison, invulnerable, blah 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 blah. He'd got a job as a security guard because he wasn't stronger, he wasn't fitter, he wasn't faster. He couldn't be poisoned, he couldn't be hurt, he couldn't be shot. How's that going to make any difference in his day-to-day life? It's not. There's nothing he could do that would make him money. He did a few shit commercials where like people would run cars in them for insurance companies and go, "I'm invulnerable, but you're not." It's like, how do you kill the invulnerable man? And the doctor would come up with bag on the head because he can't feel it. He still needs oxygen. And it goes from there, and it turns into a real head fuck of a superhero thing. It's fucking great. Powers is great as well. Same writer, actually. So yeah, I mean, there's some great ones out there.
I'm not saying there are not great ones out there. I've just stopped reading at that point because at that point I was superhero comics were light entertainment. There's a villain of the week that got beaten and done.
Oh no! Oh my god! Why would they do that? But the Rumbrella Academy isn't one of those. Rumbrella Academy is made by that bloke who was a singer once. He dressed like an emo Sergeant Pepper. He did. I've only ever seen one video, so I don't know if they dress like emo Sergeant Peppers all the time.
Emo Sergeant Pepper.
But it was like The Last Parade or something. My Chemical Romance.
That name rings a bell, yeah.
And they look like little black and white nutcrackers. Anyway, he wrote that Rumbrella Academy, and he believes in UFOs just like Warren. So
and just like that, we're back on Natures.
How it works. Anyway,
final entry for tonight.
Rising Stars and Powers are great. And Midnight Nation is a particular fucked up one, especially when you find out where he wrote it from. Afterwards.
The toilet. No. He broke out. Oh no, somebody died. And he went out for a walk late at night and got stabbed up by a mugger and lay in an alley bleeding out. And came up with this whole fucking story while he's sitting there thinking, I'm fucking dying in this alley tonight because I had an argument after one of my friends died. Nobody knows I'm here. Nobody knows I'm there. I'm just dying. So yeah, it's great. Bye, David. Good night, Damon.
It's all about heaven and hell.
Hutch.
Fucking Lazarus is amazing in Midnight Nation. I just love Lazarus.
Hutch is doing weird things.
Yeah, he's been doing his little. I'm going to keep referring to them as.
The Mad Labyrinth?
1 foot squares, even though I know they're like 10 inches, but then there's also the wall on the side, so I think they still work out. So I think that's still like a 5 foot by 5 foot board. But the interiors have all been painted now, and now it's populating it with stuff.
No.
Oh, it's ridiculous, Jill, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Look,
Danger Noodles.
Scorpionoxes. That's the noise the Scorpionox makes. Like he's even poured resin in to get like filthy water and stuff. Filthy.
The only thing he could actually add, what springs to mind right now, is
Sexy fun times.
small candles, torches that are actually lit LEDs.
4 candles.
With a flickering
handles
effect.
For his fork.
Yes, that also.
Oh, fancy. It's a good plan.
How can one be so A, talented, and B, have so much time on his hand to get this thing done?
I mean, he's in Australia, right? So the days are longer, gives him more time. Is that works? He's
I'm
really
going
good
to
at
say
time
yes.
management. Mm.
And why is he
I
using?
think he's already got a golden button for this.
Why is he using a Star Wars swamp monster?
I'm not sure that is. We'd have to go back and see.
Well, that's surely the eye from the trash compactor of the Death Star.
Oh, I know where you're coming from. But I think that Dave and Gary may have had that in the bestiary before Star Wars was written.
Pretty sure that they didn't.
When did it? 74 was the first rule set for D&D, so there were 3 years potentially for them to come up with that before the trash compactor.
Yeah, you say that, but 78 is just the release date. The script had been written prior, so...
So you think they sent the script to Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson before they filmed it, and then they read it and went, yeah, this is great, George, but I'm going to steal that trash compactor monster for D&D.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. We all heard that. We all heard what you said.
Look at it. 4 boxed up, he says.
I mean, possibly one of the most beautiful things about this is
you can rearrange it.
Well, the fact you can rearrange it is nice, but the fact they've all got the recessed areas so you can put lids on them so they can be rearranged blind to a certain extent, or set up so that you
have a fog of war.
Your traveling party do not know where they're going until they decide to go through that entrance.
Yeah.
And then you reveal a swampy pit full of bog monster or scorpionoxes or whatever it happens to be.
Surprise!
B5 came first, Sorg. DS9 is a rip-off. We know that. That's been confirmed.
Each foam box is framed in...
Each foam box is framed in XPS, covered with delightful wood, individually rubbed and licked.
But does it come with candy?
Nope. Oh. No. There's the labyrinth. That's the second time we've seen that picture, by the way. He does name check where he put it the first time round. Remember, he was doing some creepy Silent Hill style game called like Cherry Oak or Chedwoods or Chester Frickles. There's another project where he decided he was going to do a creepy Silent Hill version of that game, and he started putting in some nude pictures and then I think 1 or 2 models, and then it went nowhere, and I was going, I can't wait to see where this goes. I was like, fast forward 2 years, it's like, I'm just going to bash this out now. All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
we're not getting the creepy Silent Hill thing for Cedarwood Drive or whatever the fuck it was called.
It's a nice looking thing, and I feel playing on this would be interesting. As long as you don't play RPGs in it.
Well, that goes without saying. I mean, that would be the worst thing you can do. Has he corrected the fact that he referred to this Lamassu as Sphinx? So I'm just going to scroll down. No, still refers to it as the Sphinx room. I might have to. Yeah, you're probably not watching, Hutch, because it's 10 o'clock in the morning and presumably you're working, but I may edit your fucking thing just to change that to Lamassu because it's annoying me now.
The Sphinx room has a couple of sliding doors.
They're not sphinxes.
Nope, they're not. Because there's no female.
They're not even Egyptian. They're Persian. Anyway, but I like the treasure room. I like the sarcophagus, the mummy. It's all really nice.
And where's
Everything
the
else is
daddy?
great. There's no daddy.
Why is there no daddy?
He went out for cheroots
He went to get some cigarettes.
and just gone to return some videotapes. It's good times. We like it all.
A lovely set of projects. Terrible, talented people. I hate you all. With
You're
great
say something?
prejudice.
Hi, Jurgen.
The other way.
Oh, no. Everything's reversed in Skype. It's very annoying.
Yay! You could poke him in the eye.
Don't want to do that. He's got 28 more matches to win before he gets poked in the eye.
And if he doesn't win, he gets poked in the eye.
Yeah, maybe. Don't worry. He'll win.
Coop.
I think your L's broken,
Clop.
Dave.
KLOPP.
Auto cucumber is inflicting itself upon you.
Rest in pickles. The one who invented autocorrect.
There we go. Surely that match is over now. Dull.
Why do you keep calling me Shirley? My name is not Shirley.
You're past remarkable, aren't you?
I think I need some more lemonade. And it will be of the brown color. Because reasons. Yes! But this that will be for next week, potentially. Probably.
What's happening next week?
Don't know.
I don't know either. 6th of February. Okay. Nothing. Maybe. I don't know.
We shall see.
They never
Thanks
tell
everybody
me.
for being here. Hope you enjoyed the extra longish thingamajig.
Tightly scripted.
22 minutes this time.
Oh man, I was just about to show everybody my lovely new undead chariots and stuff from War Games Atlantic. I guess that's kind of shame.
People can watch that on OTT.
Yeah, well, you know, once I finish filming, don't hold your breath.
At some point you will. I
I
have
will.
confidence in you.
That is very true. I will. Or it'll be a 3-minute video from Justin going, "This is a sprue. Here's another sprue."
That's a horrible thing to say. And on
Sunday's bolt action and also the Arsenal match, Zorg. So that I may only have one eye on whatever fucking bolt action army I'm playing. Just say.
Well, you have fun on Sunday, and we will see you next week. Have funsies. Good night.
Hattie, bye.